All right, I wanted to go over some centering like drills for members. So what I'm going to do is try to show you guys a couple of like little tips to hopefully learn to center a little bit faster. First, make sure your wheel is damp. Doesn't have to be super wet, just needs to be damp. And then give it a good slam down. You're gonna move it to the center. And then centering is all gonna come down to good body mechanics. You know, be close, keep your hands together, keep your elbows down, and you're gonna keep your hands wet. The big thing that I kind of wanted to go over that I think might be really helpful is if I cut my wheel off and I take my finger and I just put a dimple right here. Right, when I cut that wheel on, I can feel that dimple, tap, 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 tap. And I'm hoping that this is something that is actually visible. When I just push forward, you'll see that dimple disappear. Now if I come off quickly, it's wobbly. That tapping is the first thing you need to address. So once you've addressed that, the dimples or the mounds on the top of your clay, you can address that overall wobble. You really have to trap the top of the clay and push on it at the same time. If I just do one or the other, I won't get there. So when you push, if you just push with both hands, holding those elbows solid, right? Don't let your elbows move, right? Come off nice and slow. You should be centered. I'll go over those just one more time, right? If you have dimples, those have to be addressed first. Push until they're gone. Don't worry about coming off slow. Just make sure when you touch that clay that you don't feel any tapping. Then you're gonna make sure elbows are in, hands together, hands wet. You're applying pressure on the top and on the side. And you really want to make sure all your pressure or your power is moving into the wheel and away from you at the same time. So slow, smooth, powerful. Come off nice and easy. You should be good to go. And then obviously the rest of the steps, set a hole, open that hole, right? Pull a wall. And then shape however you want. Now, when I talk about pulling that wall, it's also important to know that if I just take and flick that clay, now I have a big dimple or a big hole in the side of that clay. So hopefully I can stop the wheel just so you can see it. So I have a big old dimple right here. If my body mechanics are good, it's actually possible to fill that hole without having to stop the wheel. So all your clay is going to be right here at the bottom of the wheel. When you apply pressure and you pull up, right, you're going to see that wave rise, and when it gets close, I'm going to ease up just so I can talk about my hands a little bit. When I pinch, I'm going to try to mirror like what it's like for the inside and outside hand. I apply pressure at the bottom, and I'm pushing in enough to where I'm moving that clay so that I get a wave. My inside hand, because there's a finger's thickness worth of clay at the bottom, can't go that deep. So once I've pushed that clay in and I start to lift it a little bit, then I can catch that clay with both hands and then come up. Now, it's really important that you keep the same distance between your fingers. So if I keep the same distance between my fingers, that dimple at the top will fill in with clay, kind of like filling in a pothole. Now I can still feel that dimple. Let me see, it's right here. I'm gonna see if I can slow down the wheel and stop it. I don't think you can visibly see it, but it's in here somewhere. When it's spinning, I can feel it. Yeah, it's somewhere in here. But with it spinning slow, you can't see it. I can feel it. But here's the thing, once the pot is off the wheel, nobody's ever gonna have it spinning in their hand like this. So a lot of times It's just a matter of not letting those little bitty things like those dimples slow you down and stop you. Just keep good body mechanics. Make sure your elbows are in, your hands are together, your hands are wet, and you want to have good follow through. Start at the bottom, finish at the top. And then shape's kind of whatever, right? Does not matter. This shape, that shape, as far as I'm concerned, all the same. Do whatever makes you happy. And then that's it. Hopefully this was helpful. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. All right, thanks guys.